Before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get cash back, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. Today we're going to go over some things that SBA got going on. We know that the PPP is done, but they do have a few other ones going on. And the EIDL is the huge one. They have the grants and they also have the loan. They also have a supplemental grant. That's the huge one that's open to everyone right now. But they also have a few more. And we're going to go over it right now. The SBA's PPP and RRF are done. Here are 5 other grant programs for small businesses. The Small Business Administration officially closed its Paycheck Protection Program to new loan applications at the end of May, and subsequently closed its Restaurant Revitalization Fund grant program in early July, leaving small business owners with dwindling options for relief. And of course, if you didn't have a restaurant or something that could be deemed as a restaurant, like a food truck or something like that, then the Restaurant Revitalization Fund wasn't for you anyway. But the PPP was pretty cool until all the fraud got into play, but it's pretty cool. There are still some grant programs across the government that are still open, providing avenues for critical dollars for eligible small businesses, from COVID-19 relief programs like the SBA's targeted EIDL Advance and the Community Navigator Pilot Program, to other programs like the Rural Innovation Stronger Economy Grant and the American Seed Fund. Here's a breakdown of small business grant programs and what small business owners need to know about each one. All right, everybody, so check it out. The first one is SBA's targeted EIDL Advanced Grant Program, and we talked about this numerous times. I have several videos that walk you through this program. Not the loan part, but the grant part. And remember, well, I guess it does walk you through the loan part because you have to apply for the loan to be eligible for the grants. All right, so to be eligible for both the targeted EIDL Advance and the supplemental targeted EIDL Advance, you have to apply for the loan, but you don't have to be approved for the loan. And I have several videos of all of that. So just go through my EIDL playlist and you will see it. Well, I should say you will see them. This grant program offers up to $10,000 to small business owners hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic and who are located in low-income neighborhoods. The smallest businesses also might be eligible for an additional $5,000 grant through the SBA Supplemental Advance. And before I go any further, now you don't have to rely on these programs, as I always say. You can go ahead and get started by getting your credit profile together and click the credit monitoring link in the description so you can see your scores from all 3 bureaus, as well as get your report so you know what's going on in your credit profile so you'll know how to fix it. And I also have the do-it-yourself credit repair playlist where you can go and you can learn how to dispute these derogatory marks on your credit report yourself. All right. Despite having $30 billion for the targeted advance, the agency has only funded just more than $2 billion, leaving plenty in the program. The SBA opened up the targeted EIDL advance to all eligible businesses June 14, but small business owners need to apply for an economic injury disaster loan to get it, although they do not have to accept the loan once approved. Okay. Also, to go further on you not having to worry about this, you can also click the Wealth Dasher link in the description below to get started dashing around town, making $500 to $1,000 plus per week using your own vehicle. Or if you don't have a vehicle, or if you don't want to use your vehicle, you can click the Wealth Hire Car so you can use their car while dashing around. So if you don't want to use your car, or if you don't have a vehicle, you're going to have to click both the Wealth Hire Car and the Wealth Dasher link, because the Wealth Hire Car is just where you get the car so you can utilize the Wealth Dasher. Okay, so you have to click both of those if you don't have a car, if you don't want to use your own vehicle. But if you have a vehicle, go ahead and click the Wealth Dasher link below so you can go around town and make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your own time. You won't even have to worry about none of this stuff. All right, it's good to have a lump sum of cash. Yes, that's great. But if you don't have to worry about it, that makes it that much easier. All right. Going on to the next grant program, the SBA Shuttered Venue Operators Grant Program. This grant program still has billions of dollars left, having first opened in April, but having had to shut down again before reopening to applicants. It has received 14,884 applications for about $11.7 billion in funding, billions short of the more than $16 billion Congress allocated to the program, according to data as of midday July 6th. Now, if you don't have a venue, anything like that, let's say like a movie theater or a comedy club or, anything like that, then this doesn't apply to you. But the grant program is there. All right. But the agency has been slower to send out the money, with about 4,222 grants awarded so far for approximately $3.2 billion and about $2 billion dispersed so far. The SBA's Community Navigator Pilot Program. The SBA has already extended the deadline on this $100 million grant program designed to connect small businesses with SBA assistance and programs. I did a video on that. The Community Navigator Pilot Program will offer grants of $1 million to $5 million to eligible organizations to provide counseling, networking, and to serve as an informal connection to agency resources to help small businesses recover from the economic devastation wrought by the COVID-19 pandemic. The original deadline to apply for these grants was July 12th, but that has been extended to July 23rd, which you only have about 4 days left to do that. The agency anticipates making awards under the program in September. Now, again, you don't have anything like that in place for your business, like a nonprofit or a community outreach program or something like that. I mean, this is not going to be for you. All right. The Rural Innovation Stronger Economy Grant Program. The Department of Agriculture is offering grants of up to $2 million to help build new businesses and create high-paying jobs in rural areas. The $10 million grant program is open to nonprofits, state governments, public bodies, and higher education institutions, as well as rural jobs accelerator partnerships that have expertise in providing economic and jobs training programs. The grant money can be used to build or support a business incubator, provide worker training to create new jobs, train existing workers to build skills in higher paying jobs, or help train workers for new industries. Grants are a minimum of $500,000 according to the USDA. Applications are due no later than August 2nd, 2021. This sounds like this could be in conjunction with the Community Navigator Pilot Program, but I'm not too sure about that. I don't know much about this program, and it sounds like I wouldn't even qualify, so I'm just putting the information out there just in case you have something along the lines where you can take advantage of this grant program. Minimum is $500,000, so that'd be awesome. America's Seed Fund, powered by the National Science Foundation. Right there alone, it sounds like, most of us, like 80-90% of us, maybe 95% of us won't qualify for this, but I'm just putting information out there because it's a grant that they're putting in place. All right. The grant program open to early stage companies that need to prove their technology and find their market potential has made about 3,400 awards to startups and small businesses since 2012, with 153 exits by those companies and $9.1 billion in private investment. Something, if you're into, let's just say, something like apps, certain apps you want to get out there, certain type of sites, maybe a niche site or something, this might work out for you. All right, this may. an app that can change how things are done on the internet, or apps that can improve income for people or something like that. It just may work, but if you're into that type of thing, check it out. Why not? It funds roughly 400 companies every year in fields such as robotics, advanced materials, cloud computing, digital health, semiconductors, and artificial intelligence. But what they are really looking for are ideas that have the potential to change the world, said Ben Scragg, Senior Program Director for the SBA STTR programs and oversees the seed fund at the agency. Remember, I kind of said something along those lines. Applicants are quickly screened for their initial idea, and if they win through a subsequent and more competitive process, they could get an initial grant of up to $256,000 with the possibility of more than $1 million in follow-up funding to help commercialize the idea. The Small Business Innovation Research SBIR and Small Business Technology Transfer STTR programs. These grant programs are highly competitive and are meant to encourage American small businesses to engage in federal research with the intent on commercializing their products. It looks kind of like what they just talked about with the one before. This, what program is this? The Seed Fund. Sound kind of similar to that. The grants are for qualified small businesses that are majority owned by just one person and have fewer than 500 employees, according to the SBA. Together, these programs spend more than $3.6 billion a year, according to the SBA. There are 5,000 new awards every year, with initial grants ranging from $50,000 to $250,000, with larger grants available later to help build prototypes. Okay, so that's about it. Those are the 5 additional programs. The only one that I think mostly going to interest the majority of people here is the EIDL and the Supplemental Targeted EIDL. All right, those are the only 2. Now, again, if you're in the market for the other ones, or if that's what you do, if you think you can qualify for it, it doesn't hurt. Just go ahead and apply. I mean, the only thing that can happen is you get denied, and you didn't hurt anybody. Just wasted a few minutes to fill it out. Okay. But again, like I always say, you won't have to worry about any of that if you get your profile together. All right. You get your credit profile together, you can qualify for just about any financial product. Any financial product. I'm talking about credit cards in 60 seconds of around minimum $5,000 up to $25,000, $30,000 to $40,000. I've seen it. I've helped people get them. 60 seconds later, after they fill out an application, they're approved for $17,000. $24,000. I just recently got a text message of someone that got approved for $6,500. 60 seconds. A major credit card, Visa, American Express, MasterCard, Navy Federal, and Penn Fed. Those are the main 2, the main culprits. I recently, somebody emailed me $10,000, Capital One. So, I mean, get your credit profile together, and you get started by clicking the credit monitoring link in the description. Getting your free scores from all 3 bureaus. Getting your reports. If you have any derogatories you need to get off, go to my do-it-yourself credit repair playlist and learn how to dispute these items off your credit reports. All right. So go ahead and click that credit monitoring link in the description and get your scores. Okay. And while you're doing that, you can also click the Wealth Dasher link in the description. Using your personal vehicle, you can make up to $500 to $1,000 plus per week. Again, that'll make a big difference, and you have to worry about applying for this stuff and going through all of their different red tape and all that stuff like that. Get these conditions and meet this condition. You have to worry about that. It won't be that big of a deal because you're already making upwards of $1,000 plus per week by clicking the Wealth Dash link in the description below. And if you don't want to use your vehicle, or if you don't have a vehicle, you can click the Wealth Dash link in the description below, but also click the Wealth Hire Car link in the description below. That way you can use their car to dash around town and make $1,000 plus per week. And while you're making that money, I know you're going to shop online, so click the cash back link in the description below, and that way you can see my favorite cash back sites. And that way you can make 5, 6, 10, 12% cash back on your purchases like I do. Okay. And also, when you get that money, you might want to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500. And you can get that information by clicking the Be Free link in the description below. All right. So if you check out those links in the description, go ahead and like the video, share the video, subscribe to It's Oasis, subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, let's get this money.